Hello guys, it's your favorite brown guy here. Remember, Pucks and Deep doesn't happen without you, so please subscribe, please like the video, or you're going to make Kylan cry.
Getting better and, getting pucks deep.
Putting the puck deep.
Put pucks in deep.
He's chipping pucks. He's getting pucks deep.
Getting a lot of pucks deep. Getting pucks deep.
Just put the puck deep.
Getting pucks out. Getting pucks deep.
Get pucks deep. Wear them down.
Get pucks in.
Pucks in.
Pucks in deep.
Puck deep. Pucks deep. Keep getting pucks deep and, deep.
Guys, so I'm not going to do our whole try and make this professional. Post-game showtime. I want to go around and talk about everyone's thoughts. I'm going to start off here. I think it was a good fought game. I think Canada actually dominated for most of the game in the offensive zone. Like most of the time, it was in the offensive zone for Canada. I think really the factor here was Jordan Binnington. He looked rocky. The two goals that put the States up were shoddy positioning by him. One of them, he didn't have his stick down. The other one, he was just off his angle, and he can't be off his angle on a 2-on-1 like that when you can see your guys taking the pass. In my opinion, that's what really lost Canada the game here.
The other thing that lost Canada this game is they didn't get bodies to the net.
Yeah, that's the thing. They didn't take Hellebuyck's eyes away.
You need to take away Connor Hellebuyck's
You gave
eyes.
Hellebuyck's his eyes the entire game.
If Hellebuyck sees it, Hellebuyck stops it. That is just the fact on that, and you let him see everything.
Also, I'm going to be honest here, and I'm not going to try and pick, and this is not legitimately trying to pick on anyone, Devin, but turnovers were a huge thing for Canada's game. They kept giving the puck
Morrissey
away.
had a bad game.
Morrissey had 5. I mean, the second goal, Crosby gave the puck straight away in their offensive zone on a break, straight to the USA defender.
The other thing I want-
Turnovers, and mixed with shoddy goaltending, it's a combination to lose, and and not playing in the offensive zone with taking his eyes away. It's not one that's gonna allow us to win.
And there's no excuse for Morrissey's 5 turnovers, but you've also got to keep in mind, this is a guy who is used to the pressure of being the top number one defenseman in a small market. All of Canada was looking at him to replace Cale Makar tonight. And that is a lot of pressure. For
No offense to that, but I don't think that's an excuse.
I'm not saying it's an excuse.
In my opinion, if you're a true superstar, you do step up for the games that you play. That are big games when it matters. And in my opinion, that it's not Morrissey. Like Morrissey was not the issue this game. Yeah, he had some shoddy plays, but Morrissey was not the issue of the game. The big issue, the big letdown was Jordan Binnington, and he 100%. We can say this until we're blue in the face, but there's no way Binnington doesn't know that. He knows those 2 goals he should have had. Every goaltender knows when you let in a goal, he knows. It's just the same thing as a player. When you make a mistake, you know it was your mistake. Like, we don't have to sit here and tell, but it's the truth. Those goals he should have had, but it's also mixed with turnovers.
When you talk about this game, you have to talk about what lost it for Canada, and that's one of the things that lost it.
Exactly, and the other one, like I said, it's turnovers. It's poor defensive play. It's the turnovers were what really killed them. That second goal was purely off of that turnover. Like, that whole rush started because Crosby turned over the puck in there just at the blue line.
Goal came off of a turnover.
Exactly, and the goal came off of a turnover. It's the turnovers are what killed Canada this game.
I'm pretty sure the first goal came off of.
I'm pretty sure it did as well.
Too. Like they were just able to force the turnovers and take advantage of the goaltending we have.
Okay, that was all the doom and gloom. And I know, look, I hate losing to the Yanks. I hate the Americans here.
This guy.
But I'm coming out of this game, and I'm going to say it right now.
Yeah,
I'm saying it right now. Canada is going to win against Finland, and they're going to win this fucking tournament against the U.S. in Boston. I think this team has fire. I'm going to say it right now. Everyone in that locker room is looking at themselves right now, knowing they lost in their home country, in Montreal, in front of an entire crowd that hates America more than anything right now.
Really our country?
Okay, shut up right now, okay? Shut up. All of Canada is looking at this fucking team right now. They are going to go into Boston, they're going to beat Finland, and they are going to beat the U.S. on their home soil.
If Cale Makar doesn't come back, they're not winning.
Guess what?
Anything.
They're going to hear this. They're going to hear every single media, every single Canadian down their throats.
Not this specifically.
Not this specifically, but we are going to be.
No, they're going to hear the noise.
Preaching.
They're going to hear the noise. Because guess what? Every Canadian's talking about this game, right? Canada, U.S., it's past hockey right now. They're going to go into the U.S., and they have a job to do. I believe they have a fire under their butts right now. I think they're going to do it.
I don't
know why. I have a feeling. I think this team. I believe in them. I think this is a wake-up call. I think this is a punch in the face.
It's
I
nothing
think
to
you
do
look
with,
at them.
It's
they're
nothing
going to do it.
Nothing to do with believing in a
Nothing to
team.
do with how fired up they are.
It's nothing to do with how fired up they are. They can be as fired up as they are in the world. If they don't fix the mistakes that we saw in this game, they will not win. They will lose against Finland. You can only have so much. Even against Finland, Finland's not an easy team. Yeah, they're one of the easier teams in this tournament. But they still have top end talent. They have Rantanen, they have Barkov. They have two pretty decent goaltenders in Saros and Lankinen.
Yes.
And
No, I get that.
I don't. It's. We're not saying that Canada
But
isn't
Kylan,
going to do
Kylan,
well.
I can't believe I am saying this, but maybe this loss, it's better to lose right now than to lose in the final.
This dude is holding on to every shred of hope he can.
Well, frankly,
That's all you can.
I believe. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not
you
saying.
gotta-
I'm not
it's hard
saying.
to look at.
I'm
this
not
game.
saying.
I hate this doom and gloom of hockey. Like, obviously, I understand we're Hockey Canada. We are the standard, right? Canada has always been the standard for hockey. And I understand every time we lose, especially to our noisy neighbors down south, it's hard to swallow.
They're the ones
But-
who are closest to us in the game right now.
I
and
fully believe that maybe you got to look at this loss as a good thing.
I
'Cause they-
get
it
that, but I'm
exposed
not.
them.
I'm not talking about if this loss is a good thing or a bad thing. I am purely talking about the way Team Canada played. I'm not talking about ego. I'm not talking about us being the standard. I'm talking purely about how Team Canada played. And if they continue to play the way they did tonight, they will lose.
Well, I'm talking
And I'm
moving
saying,
forward.
and
I
I'm
understand
saying,
that,
I'm
yeah.
saying, well, that's what I'm saying. Moving forward, they have to fix those things. First off, you gotta at this point, you gotta try someone else. You gotta try
You need
Hill
to
and
roll
net.
someone else.
You gotta try Hill and net. You gotta roll someone else. You gotta give. Because Bennington, it's not working. He played shaky against Sweden. He played great in the overtime period, but he was shaky pretty much the whole game, and those 2 goals were his fault. Second thing, you gotta stop the turnovers. If you keep giving away turnovers, even versus Finland, you will lose that game 100% of the time.
Just
You
need to
keep those
tighten
turnovers, you will go tighten up those things as well. On top of that, as well, you gotta start playing. Like there's parts of the game where
Saros is another guy you need bodies. at
exactly
net.
you got
I'll
to
give you Lankinen. But
you gotta probably like it. And Saros doesn't play very well.
Even at that.
But
Lankinen's
again,
another
take
guy I've
take his
noticed this
eyes
year.
away.
You need to
Take the goalie's eyes away. But not even just that. Like there's certain opportunities where Canada needs to, rather than trying to make the perfect play, which Canada is known to do, especially when you guys like Crosby, McDavid, they gotta shoot it. There was like 2 or 3 plays today
There
where
was the one
McDavid
on a 2-on-1
could have
with
literally just
Reinhart.
shot it, and he tried to pass it across straight to an opposing body. Canada has to start taking easy plays, get back to, I don't mean grittier, but grassroots sort of hockey where it's the
Pucks in
Canadian
deep, pucks on net.
exactly the
Kiss.
Canadian.
hey, we're
The
pucks in
kiss,
deep for a
it's-
reason.
the
but-
kiss method.
but that's-
keep it simple,
Yeah,
stupid.
man.
But that's the way Canada has historically played. Canada's always been your team. We're gonna dump it in. We're gonna run through you. We're gonna use our skill, but we're gonna take shots and we're gonna pummel your goaltender. And Canadian teams recently have not doing that. Especially this one's a perfect example. They didn't take eyes away in front of them. They tried to make too many fancy plays, and force passes, which caused turnovers. Their goaltending is a completely different question. But players-wise, they did not look as Canada should be looking, especially with a roster that's this strong. I'm not saying they won't come out strong in the next couple of games. All I'm saying is that
They
they need to fix these
Just
things.
need to tighten
And
it
that's the reason why they lost.
We're not saying that they've lost the tournament when we say
No,
I
know.
We're just
I know.
pointing out the issues with
I'm-
the game.
I'm
And
not-
tonight.
I'm not
I
arguing
get
about
your
that
I get
either.
your whole argument with it's going to start a fire under them, and it may, and if
It's
it
good
does,
to know your
I'd
weaknesses
love
before
it.
you go
It
in.
may,
right?
but
It
there is
may, and I'd
also
love
always
to.
that outside chance that it.
But the
deflates
issue I also have with that
because
is
of
you keep saying
stuff
that.
like you mentioned outside of the game that could be very deflating.
Well, you
It just-
pick
it-
these guys for a reason.
One thing I also will say is that you kept saying that with them, they now know what they're facing against the U.S. for the finals. Well, so does the U.S. now. They know how we're gonna play. They've watched the film. There's no way they're not gonna take this light. No way they're gonna take this lightly. Like,
they're not going to
if-
come
if-
into a finals game.
if
against
I'm
Canada.
the U.S. against Sweden, now that you've locked yourself in that position, I'm resting Hellebuck next game. I'm
100%.
playing Ottinger. I'm resting Hellebuck for that finals.
100%,
play
that's where
Ottinger-
Otter's coming in.
And you have him play, and he's a good guy that can fill in that role. Otter's happy then because he gets some playing time in the Four Nations. But you rest Hellebuck for that finals game. But again, they're all going to know. Okay, well, they're always going to look for the pretty pass. You know how to stop McDavid. You know how to stop Crosby. And that's the other thing. Team Canada did not play nearly as physical as the States. I'm not saying that's a big factor, but when you have these skill guys and they're getting hit every 2 minutes, they're gonna get rattled. Like McDavid's not used to getting hit that much.
The one thing I will say, just to play into what you've been saying, is in 2010, this doesn't get talked about very much. We lost to the U.S. in
Yeah.
preliminary play.
I know.
right? No one
I'm
talks
aware.
about it now.
No one talks about it, that loss now, because they won that tournament.
Yeah, but we
And
still
it's
talk about the
the
fact we lost to Latvia.
Did they lose to Latvia that year?
Juniors,
That's
Well,
genius.
Jesus,
this
I'm
year.
joking.
That's because they
Kylan,
didn't
they-
win.
Okay.
That's because they didn't
Completely
win the
different argument.
tournament.
Let
I'm
him make his
joking.
point.
The point is, if Canada turns around and wins this tournament, we're gonna forget about this game.
100% we will. I'm not saying otherwise. I'm saying that Canada needs to fix these things to win this tournament.
Oh, 100%.
And if they don't, we will not.
There has
I
to be
think
a
the punch in the face will make him do it. Frank was that.
You,
All right.
you can hope.
Well,
that,
that's what
but
it was in 2010. The loss to the States that year was
And
a swift
guess
kick in
what?
the nuts that turned them around.
There was a young kid on that team. I think everyone
he ain't
knows
so
his name.
young no more.
He's now the captain. He knows how to rebound from a loss to the States.
Well, yes,
If
and
there's one guy I trust to be my captain,
It's Sidney Crosby.
100%.
he knows what it means to have that.
I
Maple
can.
Leaf on our chest.
I
3
completely.
cups, 2 Olympic golds.
I completely
Like,
agree. I completely
jeez.
agree. It's Sidney Crosby, but this is one of the situations where, as the captain, you have to sit there and look at your guys and basically do what David did and say, "Dude, that
That's
is
not
that
good
is
enough.
that is not where we need to be. Like we cannot be shying away from checks. We cannot be giving away the puck this much. But as a captain, when you're sitting there saying, you also say that I'm guilty of this too. But at the same time, we can't be doing this. Like we have to get bodies from the net.
Well,
Like,
and
we're on
David
power
can
play.
also
We were on the power play
help with
there.
that.
And I see we set up our umbrella beautifully. Morrissey, McDavid, McKinnon, beautiful. And then we have Crosby beside the net and Marner beside the net. And then Reinhardt in the middle and run 6-on-5. Why do we have 2 guys beside the net, not one in front of the net? Like at that point, take off someone like Reinhardt, for example. Throw Marner in that slot position. Throw someone out there like Colton Parayko, who's had a great tournament. He's the biggest guy on your team. Tell him, stand in front of Hellebuck. Good luck moving that guy.
I
He's
mean,
huge.
in all honesty, yes, this guy is small, but what did we bring Brendan Hagel for? For his
Fighting
grittiness.
Matthew Tkachuk.
For his grittiness, his ability to get to the front of the net. And we didn't use him in a situation where we need someone in front of the
100%.
net.
I still think if you throw out Colton Parayko just because of his size, it'll be easier for him to screen the goal.
That just makes me nervous because he's a
Just to
defenseman.
quote Ali at the start of this, let's keep this short.
Yeah, guys. All right, I think we should wrap it up there.
All right, well, thank you guys for watching.
I can see
all
Ali sitting there
this
going like,
stuff
all right.
we've been doing. Post game show and the whole show. Yeah. See you guys later. Have a great night, and we're gonna go to bed now. So see you all later.
Like and subscribe.
Fuck you, Parker.
Thanks, Mark.